This is a DJI Action 5 Pro, and it's got 47 gigs of internal storage. So we're vlogging with the Action 5. I'm just using the audio from the camera. Check this out. That looks like a real ladder. Ooh, let's try running. Here we go. Oh, I don't have my running shoes on. Also, I wasn't prepared to run. Oh my gosh. There are days where I love my job, but there are days where I do not. And today, I do not. Now this video is sponsored by DJI, and so it's not going to be a full-on review about the new Action 5 Pro. So I'm just going to tell you everything that you need to know about this camera because there's a lot. First up is a new 1/1.3-inch CMOS sensor that gives you 13.5 stops of dynamic range. The Action 5 Pro has dual OLED touchscreens, which is so much better than the LCD touchscreens from the Action 4. But probably one of my favorite new things about this camera is that it now has 47 gigs of internal storage. Finally. Ow, I dropped that on my toesies. So not only can you use a high capacity micro SD card with the Action 5 Pro, but you now have 47 gigs of internal storage because let's face it, how many of us forget to put a SD card into our cameras? Like all the time, right? But it's actually a good backup solution for if and when you run out of space on your micro SD card, like you have 47 gigs of internal storage to use. So that's pretty awesome. Also, what's really cool is that there is now a 4-hour extended battery life with the Action 5 Pro. That means you can theoretically film up to 240 minutes nonstop with this camera. In terms of video, you can now film 4K 10-bit video in the normal color space, D-Log-M, and now HLG. The Action 4, you can only do 4K 10-bit video in normal and D-Log-M. There wasn't an option for HLG, but pretty cool that there is now in the Action 5 Pro. Oh, and speaking of 4K, you can now film 4K 120 frames per second in 4:3, so pretty awesome. In terms of photos, the Action 5 Pro can take 40 megapixel photos versus the 9 megapixel photos with the Action 4. 40 megapixels, 9. That's a lot. I think it's cool because sometimes if you're out and about and you want to capture a high-res photo and you don't have access to your mirrorless camera, well, just pull out the Action 5 Pro, set your field of view, and boom, ka-chow, take a high-resolution 40 megapixel photo. There are 2 new modes in the Action 5 Pro. In addition to photo, video, slow-mo, and time-lapse, you now have Super Night mode and subject tracking mode. All right, so we're using Super Night mode with the Action 5 Pro. We're also comparing it with the Action 4 using the low light enhancement feature. We're not filming in D-Log-M because it won't allow it. We're filming in the normal color space for both cameras. But so far, the Action 5 Pro looks cleaner. And then with the new subject tracking mode, basically that's going to track the subject in the center of the frame. And that way, if you want to emulate gimbal shots or if you want to follow a person, like it's going to keep that subject in the center. Also, what's new is the Osmo audio connection ecosystem. I don't know, they're calling it that. Basically, you can connect up to 2 DJI mic transmitters with the Action 5 Pro. That's really useful, especially if you're trying to capture audio with 2 people in the scene. Like say, for example, you're capturing a tennis scene, like you can actually capture the audio from both players at the same time. You also have the option to capture audio as a backup within the camera itself, and that's gonna capture more of the ambient surroundings and combine that with the audio captured from the DJI mic transmitters. Like that's gonna give you a more well-rounded audio capture with the Action 5 Pro. And the really cool thing about this mic and the windscreen attached is that you can actually capture clean audio when you're doing things like riding your e-bike. Like I'm going about maybe 15 miles per hour and the audio should theoretically sound okay. So cool. Also, what's new is that you can now go deeper underwater up to 65 feet without the waterproof case. I do not at all have any diving experience yet, but my friend iJustine probably has a video talking about the diving capabilities of the Action 5 Pro, so definitely go check out her video. But if you're into underwater diving, then you're gonna appreciate the, I guess, pressure sensor of the Action 5 Pro. So whenever you go under the water, the camera is going to know that you're underwater and it will start recording. And the moment you get out of the water, it's going to stop recording. And so that's kind of insane. Now, another cool feature of the Action 5 Pro is that it's cold temperature resistant, meaning that it can still be operational down to negative 20 degrees Celsius. That's crazy. And so we're gonna test that out. I'm gonna get a glass of water because it's waterproof, right? We're gonna just dump the camera in. Oh, there we go, still operational. And because of the Bluetooth connectivity with the DJI mic transmitter, you can still hear audio. But because it's cold temperature resistant, we're gonna put some ice. All right, got some ice. Oh, okay, very cool. The time is 3:45 p.m. All right, we're not gonna wait any longer. I'm getting a little impatient. It's about 4:02 right now, so about 17 minutes since the Action 5 Pro has been in the freezer. Let's go check it out. Oh, it's so foggy, here it is. But it's still working. And then the last couple of new features is that it has an always on display and it has Wi-Fi 6.0 capabilities. Now the Action 5 Pro is not the only new product that DJI has announced. You also have this really cool vlogging handheld stick thingy. It's like a tabletop tripod, but you can actually control the Action 5 Pro by connecting it to the side of the camera. There's also the quick sync button as well as the custom button to go to your preferred custom mode. And then if you want to set it down, you just got to pull out the legs just like so. Now you have a little mini tripod with your Action 5 Pro. Hi. All right, let's go ahead and test out the stabilization, the Rocksteady stabilization on the Action 5 Pro. We're comparing it with the Pocket 3, an actual gimbal. Looking pretty smooth so far. All right, let's go ahead and change it to Rocksteady Plus. All right, got Rocksteady Plus activated on the Action 5 Pro. Just the default gimbal settings in the Pocket 3. Yeah, that Action 5 Pro stabilization is looking really solid. And now we're using horizon balance with the Action 5 Pro, meaning if I tilt the camera even slightly, like I'm doing right now, it's still gonna keep my composition on the horizon, which is very handy. With Pocket 3, I mean, it's a gimbal, so it's supposed to keep it on the horizon. But yeah, with the Action 5 Pro, horizon balancing, not too bad. Now, here's the thing. Action cameras are kind of more or less the same these days. You know, they all capture ultra wide field of views. They all film 4K. They're kind of like crash cameras. They can go underwater, yada, 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 yada. But there are features on the Action 5 Pro that really step it up in the action camera game. You know, the fact that you can connect 2 DJI transmitters is awesome. The new shooting modes is really cool. Super Night's very useful for low light shots. I love subject tracking, love it. 47 gigs, I mean, I know that's like a simple upgrade, but man, it's nice. And it's a weird number too, 47, I don't know, but hey, better than, you know, the internal storage of Sony cameras because they don't have any.